Good morning. It's Monday, April 14th, and this is the property rundown. Let's take a look at what happened over the weekend. So we had 26 new listings, two properties come back to market, 10 properties under contract, nine properties pending, eight properties sold, three properties withdrawn, and two properties expired. If this is your first time here, my name is Jay Schwartz, and I am a local realtor in the metro area. If you're looking to make a move, all my contact information is available. Get in touch with me and let's figure out how to get you to your goals. All right, without further ado, let's get into the properties. All right, so here we have the new listings. First one we have up is 352 Stavanger Drive, $425,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,600 square foot home. So that is a pretty phenomenal price for a home that size. It depends on the condition, depends on the location, uh, but I can see that going, over asking by quite a bit. I can see that going for 450, 460 if it's nice. Then next we have 81 Carter's Hill, a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,100 square foot home for $244,900. Honestly, that does seem, you know, cheap and affordable in this market. However, I think Carter's Hills probably won't, you know, one of the more rough streets downtown, or Center City, if you will. I'm not sure they're going to get asking for that, unless it's really, really, really nice inside. And even then, like, pretty rough street. Your neighbors are going to be quite loud late into the night, or even early into the morning. There's going to be all sorts of stuff happen on that street. Um, so next we have 354 Thorburn Road, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,500 square foot home. Looks like kind of like a nice ranch style bungalow for $439,900. So it's on Thorburn Road, so it's maybe just a little bit outside the city. But I think if it's nice inside, which I have a feeling it is, it should go over asking by, I don't know, anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000. And then next we have 179 Pleasant Street, a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,400 square foot home for $399,900. So Pleasant Street, yeah, I know that street. For 2,400 square feet, seems like a good price. I think that's the price that they could get in the end. Like, I think they'll be lucky if they get close to asking. They should have priced it a bit more aggressively to get a bit more attention, unless it's like drop dead gorgeous inside. Uh, you know, I don't see this one going over asking. Then they got a duplicate listing here. So we're going to go to the next one, 67 Reed Street, a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot single family home for $340,000. That seems like a reasonable list price for a home that size, that location. That should sell close to asking, maybe a little bit above. Like I could see it going, up to 350, but not like wildly over. 11 Anstays Cove Lane, Tor Bay, a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,300 square foot home for $389,900. So out in Tor Bay is a bit different than the metro, like downtown market. They do have properties selling over asking out there, but it really depends on the property. So this one here, where it's 2,300 square feet for 389.9, if it's really nice inside, if the lot is like the land it's on is decent size, it does have a garage, which is nice. They might get asking, maybe I can see it going in either direction, anywhere from around $10,000 less or more, to be honest. It's just really situational dependent. And then next we have 27 Donegal Run, St. John's, 3-bed, 3-bath, 2,000 square foot home, townhouse for $449,900. That's a new build, so they will get asking for that as long as they get it sold before it's complete. Yeah, let's keep going. 349 Gross Road, 3-bed, 4-bath, 4,000 square feet, $769,000. So that's a large home, 4,000 square feet. They're asking a pretty big price. It looks like a really nice piece of land, like lots of parking, detached garage, double attached garage. If the interior is somewhat updated, like within the last 20-ish years, they should be able to get, 740 or more, in my opinion. But if the interior is quite dated and just not looking that great, I doubt they'll get that asking price. So next we have 11 Cape Pine Street, a 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot home. Is a 2 apartment. Okay, $369,900. So it's probably a 3+1. 1,800 square feet isn't a lot of space to work with for a 2 apartment. So both units are going to be small rooms, very compact, not the most comfortable. 369.9 might be a bit of an aggressive list price in terms of pricing, a little bit high, I think, on this one. I don't like 2 apartments do sell over asking if they're priced right. I don't think this one is priced right. I think they might get close to asking, but I can see them also getting less. Even like 350. I mean, it's only 1,800 square feet. So here's another 2 apartment as a comparison, as an example. 275 Newfoundland Drive in the East End on a very desirable street. Easy access to a lot of amenities. A 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,300 square foot home listed for less, listed for 324.9. And now this one will probably sell for 400,000, to be honest, unless it's absolutely terrible inside, which I doubt it is. But you can see the big difference in pricing strategies there. So this one has less square footage, less bedrooms, and they priced it at 369. This one, more square footage, more bedrooms, listed for 324. So this one is going to get all the attention for sure. And then next we have another 2 apartment, 4 Hopewell Garden Road, Conception Bay South, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, nearly 2,500 square foot home for $450,000. Out in CBS, this is probably overpriced. They will probably get less than asking, I think. Yeah, definitely. Right. Next, we have 16 East Ave Street, a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,300 square foot home for $239,900. So this is in a nice price range. If the interior is in half decent shape, it has a little garage, it's got parking. This will definitely go over asking. And now we have 42 Mary Maiden Road, St. John's, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet for $315,000. As a single family home, they might get close to asking for that. Anywhere from 300 to 315. It looks like a nice little house. Depending on where on Mary Maiden it is, I mean, it's not the biggest home. It's just a single family home. It's like nearly the same size as this guy over here. which is a townhome, obviously. But so they are different in that aspect. Next, we have 21 Fox Avenue, a 3-bed, 1-bath, 2,000 square foot home for $290,000. Depending on the condition and the lot, it looks like a nice mature lot, so it should be a good size. They should probably get over asking for that. All right, another 2 apartment here, 11 Bartlett Place, Mount Pearl, a 0+3 bedroom. Maybe this might be a 2 apartment home that needs some work. So they're saying there's an apartment unit that's basically not operational currently, and somebody needs to come in and renovate it to make it work. 1,900 square feet for $299,900. It's in Mount Pearl. It looks like a beautiful lot. That should, that might even go over asking by a little bit, even if it does need work, because the location, yeah, you can definitely, it's definitely worth it for an investor. Easy rent, guaranteed rent. All right, we got a duplicate listing here. We got 13 Horlock Avenue, 5-bed, 2-bath, 2,300 square feet home for $350,000, 2 apartment. So another well-priced 2 apartment home potentially, because it's 2,300 square feet. It looks like it has a great lot, lots of parking, trees in the back, looks in good condition on the outside, probably also on the inside. That will definitely sell over asking. It should go for, 400 plus. And we have 44 Royal Oak Drive, St. John's, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,800 square feet, single family home for $299,900. That's a great price for what looks like a nice home. Bit of stairs to get up to the interior. And then next we have 45 Forest Road, CBS, a 4-bed, 4-bath, 2,700 square foot home for $549,500. So I guess depending on the lot, this looks like a pretty nice home. It's probably meant mostly as a single family home, and they have a small apartment in there. I'm gonna say it's a 3+1 probably. Let's just have a quick look. This one's a bit of a conundrum. The main four. Yeah, so it's a 3+1. Oh, these photos are brutal. No. I mean, it. Guess that's the apartment. It's on a nice piece of property. That's what they're banking on. They're definitely banking on that very nice piece of property it's on. The photos do not do the property justice. They probably should have got a professional photographer. I don't think they're going to get asking for that. Next, we have 10 Princeton Crescent, Mount Pearl, a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,300 square foot home for $334,900, single family residence. Definitely going to sell a little over asking, probably up to 350, I'd say, but it will definitely sell quick. 162 Great Eastern Avenue, a 2 apartment for $499,900. That's a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2,400 square foot home. So again, that might be priced a little too high. Depends. Let's have a quick look. Like it's looking like a pretty basic lot. It's got parking for maybe 3 or 4 cars. Basically, no backyard. Yeah, I don't think this is anything special. Overpriced. The apartment actually is pretty nice. I'll give them that. Like for an apartment, dining and kitchen, that is huge. But I still think it's overpriced. They should have priced it like lower to get more attention. I don't think they will. Like they could get, yeah, they could get 490 for that. Next, we have a condo, 130 Lamarchant Road, Unit 204 for $249,900. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath, 800 square foot home. So that's not a bad price for those condos. 800 square feet. It's kind of small. Depending on the condo fee. Let's have a quick look. What's the condo fee? Condo fees, yeah, reasonable. $327 a month. Yeah, that's a good price. That'll definitely sell. Possibly over asking even. And then finally, we have this $1 million, $50,000 home here. 51 Big Meadow Drive, a 4-bed, 4-bath, 37 square foot home. Looks like a fairly new home. It's definitely, very nice. Probably, okay, yeah. Nice big tree line, nice big lot. Yeah, really nice. Super gorgeous. Definitely a great list price. They will sell that for sure. All right, so that is all the new listings. Let's take a look at some back to markets. We got 5 Camp Carey Road for $699,900. Looks like a beautiful home with a beautiful lot. 30 Motion Bay Road, 2-apartment for $345,000. Okay. So there's, depending on where that is, it doesn't give a, I think that's, where is this? Motion Bay Road, Maddox Cove. So yeah, I don't think they're going to get asking for that all the way out in Maddox Cove. Now we have the sold listings. Here we can see what's happening. So lot 26 Viking Drive, looks like a new build, sold for $409,000 asking price. We got a 2-apartment on Drake Crescent, was listed for $355, sold for $412. So they priced that well. It's in the East End. It's a nice property with a detached garage. The interior, I remember seeing this one, is a little bit cabin-esque. It's kind of quite quaint. And then we have 172 Pennywell Road, listed for $369,900, sold for $405. Okay, over asking. So that was a 3-apartment home on Pennywell Drive. They did well there. And then we have a 2-apartment at 35 Sinot Place for listed for $329,900, sold for $395,000. So wow, they did great. About $65,000 over asking on that 2-apartment home there. 29 Kilburn Avenue, new build for $439,000. And all right, 11 Kilmore Place. So here's a condo that sold $11,000 under asking, was listed for $344,000, sold for $333,000. 31 Maisonneuve Drive, Mount Pearl, a single family home, was listed for $325,000, sold for $375,000. So $50,000 over asking. They did really well on that. Condo on Water Street, 16 Water Street, Unit 102, listed for $439,900, sold for asking. So that's pretty good for that condo. I'm curious what the condo fees in this building are like on the high end. So $653 in condo fees a month on top of your mortgage payment. All right, so that concludes today's property rundown.
Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video educational. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It helps support me and the channel. And if you are in the market and you're looking for a realtor and you want to work with me, then feel free to reach out to me directly. Links are always in the description. And also, you might want to check out one of these other videos.